Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 16th to the 30th, 2025 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, danehartguidedmessages.com. It's listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Scorpio, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. All right, Scorpio. At the heart of it all is the Knight of Swords. Now, this is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if you're born on the cusp with Libra, if you have air sign energy in your chart, this comes through very powerfully, which is funny because if you're born on the cusp with Libra, check out that reading because Scorpio features prominently in it. So with the Knight of Swords here, there is this real sense of being the hero of your own story, but there's also white knight energy around you. Now, there can be a situation that comes in that kind of saves the day or a person, but there is this energy of a new way of seeing things, but also like there's a hero energy around the last half of June. So that is really exciting. It's really beautiful. And there is this sense of power and tenacity, determination, insight, and focus moving you forward. You also have a way with words, Scorpio, that can really cut to the heart of the matter. Now, you usually have a way with words. You have a kind of darker sense of humor, a more sarcastic kind of like tone to things can be your thing. But here with the Knight of Swords, you have such a beautiful sense of wordplay. It can lead more towards the darker, the sarcastic, type of thing, have more of a kind of like macabre undertone to it. It doesn't have to, but it's always going to have a level of depth to it that maybe others aren't as comfortable with, meaning that you see things more profoundly, more intensely, more from different angles than others do. And that's a really beautiful thing for you. And that's going to serve you really well during the last half of June. It moves us then to the challenge. Now, this is the Six of Wands. Being able to celebrate yourself is going to be your challenge, Scorpio. And being able to hold your head up high, job well done, shoulders back, I've got this energy. You are more than willing to celebrate everybody else, but embracing that celebration within yourself, that can be a little bit tricky for you. So just be mindful about this during this time. Take time to celebrate you, job well done, embrace yourself, embrace what you love, embrace your passion and your creativity, and really be proud of who it is that you are. because you are really quite extraordinary. And being able to see that, it's not like, oh, I'm just so special, right? Nobody's quite as special as me. No, it's not being an arrogant person. It is being proud of your being, of being here on this earthly plane, on this incarnation. I mean, it's loving you first, and that is a very powerful thing. It moves us then to where we need to focus. And this is the Five of Cups. This is changing your mind, changing your life. You're changing the way that you see a lot of things. You're changing, kind of like the way that you define yourself. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, all right, 3 cups are on the ground, and we can see that here. 3 cups are in this crack, and then one is going deeper, being poured in, and the other is being held. What we're going to see is that there's a release of negativity, a release of I'm not doing this right, I could be better, I could be this, I could be that, right? Being really harsh, chaotic, and cruel to yourself. You're releasing that. That was a phase that we had to go through in life. And now we can start to look at ourselves with love, with compassion, with a deepening of wisdom and insight that opens up the doors to us, that opens us up to what we love and what we desire within our hearts. Now, what the energy that is moving away is the King of Swords. Okay, so again, that's why that White Knight energy was so around you. The King of Swords is again that air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, but the King of Swords is a fierceness of words. But this is a person who, okay, so a King of Swords at their very best is this beautiful listener. Like you see here with all the birds around him, right? And the dragonflies, the winged beings. It's listening, and it is communicating, and it is being given wings, and it is taking flight, and it's a deeper understanding. And there is nothing that will hold you back. Now, we can also get bogged down with facts and logic. Like, yes, we don't want to just, start saying things that aren't true, right? But we don't need to be so bogged down with, oh, but I need to have it researched, up and down the Mississippi. It has to be absolutely correct. I can't have any mistakes. I can't do anything wrong, because then you will never spread your wings. You will never fly. You will never create. You will never cultivate what it is that you want. So just being aware of this during this time is super important. You're moving out of a very strict, very regimented, very, you have to make sure you dot your I's, you cross your T's, everything is done in such a rigid way, to a way of greater expression, greater creativity, greater questioning, greater insight. It moves us then to your strength, and that is the Page of Wands. This is going to be a time that Page of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. For you, Scorpio, this is a time of creativity and of passion. It is of being a student of your passion, your fire, your tenacity, your insight. It's opening up the doors. It's seeing things in a different way. It's seeing you in a different way. But it's also connecting with your magic, right? It's connecting with your spark, your creativity, the things that make your heart sing, that make time just fall away. It doesn't exist anymore, because this is the beauty that your soul is here for. And that is going to be your strength, to embrace your magic, to embrace your creativity, to embrace your fire, to embrace your passion, and to connect that way to people. But also, it's not like you don't come as the all-knower, right? You come as the student. You come as the person who questions, the person who seeks, the person who is gathering up the information, but also super excited to share it, because it is also new and exciting. So that's really beautiful. I love that energy. Now, interesting enough, the near future is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles is a heavy card. And I know when we sit there and we see all the exuberance that is right here, right? And we have a repeat of the number 5. 5 is a freedom number, right? You are going to be embracing freedom around money, or what you value as much as money. There was a time where you felt locked out of wealth, or again, what you valued as much as money, all right? You felt locked out, you felt denied, you were not going to be able to be as successful as anybody else. And there was this sense of dread, okay? It can also be a disillusionment with money, where, it couldn't save a person, it couldn't change the situation, it couldn't this, it couldn't that. So then what's the use, right? It's supposed to be this all-powerful thing, and it wasn't all-powerful, right? It couldn't change the hands of fate. Here, you are going to start to see you have the key. You are going to start to open the door. It's no longer on the outside looking in. You are opening the door to a blessing, to a prosperity, to the sense of wealth. Again, wealth, or what you value as much as money. And there's this real sense of, oh, but I can have this. Oh, but I can do this. Oh, but I've got this. And it's no longer you're on the outside. You're not anymore. You're opening the door. And that's the near future, is like the sense of like a weighted blanket, but it's like you're under this heavy weighted cloak, blanket, whatever, and you're pushing it off, and you're like, oh my gosh, this feels so much better, right? And that is, as soon as you do this, the challenge of celebrating yourself, the challenge of passion and creativity, it falls away. You're like, oh, I've got this. And it brings you then to the advice. And then that's the 3 of Wands for this time. It's opening up the door. It's going after what it is that you desire. It's here. It's riding the waves, right? It's going on your adventure, but it's the ships coming in, ships coming out in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It is this sense of sharing of ideas, sharing of inspirations. It's passion, it's insight that guides you. And you're going to be looking at things in such a way where it's like, oh, but I can do this. Oh, but I've got this. Oh, that's so cool. What about this? What about that? And there's this new sense of like riding these waves, riding these ideas, pushing things forward and seeing where it takes you. And it brings us then to the environment. And oh, that's interesting because it's the devil, right? The environment is temptation, but you're also going to see during this time, Scorpio, that this is Capricorn energy. Time frame is December 22nd to January 19th. Now, do I think it's rude that Capricorn is represented by the devil? Yes, I do. Because the devil automatically is like, oh, well, that's negative. It isn't necessarily negative. It is the strings that we are all manipulated by. It is a sense of, oh, this is what prosperity is. This is what success is. This is what you're supposed to be. And it is that awakening point within every single one of us. Well, hopefully we have it, where we realize that's not what I want, right? What everybody else is chasing, or what, the media says, oh, you should have this, you should have that. I don't want it. I don't want it. That's not me. And that's what you're going to be saying, Scorpio. And you're going to be coming to this realization. It's like, I don't want it. That's not me. I don't want it. That's not me. No, this isn't what I'm doing. And so with the devil, you're entering into an environment where you're starting to see the strings that are on everybody. You're starting to see the manipulation that is around things. And you're like, I don't want it. That's not me. And you will find yourself saying those exact words. Like, I don't want it. That's not me. Like, oh, that's not me. I don't want that. Like, ooh, no, that's not my thing. It moves us then to the hopes and the fears. And this is the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I love the Queen of Pentacles. And she's been coming up a lot during the last half of June. The Queen of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? This is prosperity and this is success. The Queen of Pentacles says, dress for success. However you feel beautiful, however you feel successful, however you feel powerful, embrace it, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is nurturing the seeds of success. You are leaving behind a king time, okay? A king time is a time more of a force, okay? Not to say anything against kings, but when you think of a king, you think more of force, okay? You think more of conquering, of masculine energy. A queen time is a time of nurturing, okay? That's going to be what you're embracing. It doesn't mean that you have to nurture, right, by like nurturing children or nurturing other people. That doesn't have to be your thing at all, okay? Just like with a king, with building and conquering and achieving and pushing out, it doesn't mean that you have to take over things. It can be that you build your own, like you're building your own confidence. You're saying to yourself, of course I can do this, right? If that person can do it, that person's no more smarter than I am. I can do this. I got this. I'm moving this forward. And so here, now, you're moving out of that time of I have to build it to I have to nurture it. It has to grow. I have to take care of it, right? You've gotten the land, you've gotten the situation for like the school, right? Now you have to nurture the school. Now you have to build it. Now you have to fund it. Now, well, it's built. Now it's time to fill it and connect with it. Okay? The Queen of Pentacles is that prosperity and that success and that bounty. The fear is that it will never stop demanding of me. We can fear nurturing. We can. Everybody will always demand of me. Everybody will always pull me 80 million different directions. And an acknowledgement of that fear, of maybe I don't want to, surrender myself over completely to everybody else's wants and needs, right? I still have my own. And that is perfectly okay. So Scorpio, during this time, you're building, you're embracing your prosperity, you are embracing your success, but you are also building the success and prosperity for yourself. It is not a complete sacrifice of being. And that's sometimes what we kind of get confused of when we see sacred feminine energy, right? It's like, oh, I just have to sacrifice myself completely. Just as when we get confused with sacred masculine energy, it's like, oh, I just have to conquer and not take any bull and just keep on pushing forward, right? Each has its balance. We don't need to go to the absolute extremes of either. It moves us then to the potential outcome for this time. This is the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. Time frame, August 23rd to September 22nd. This is turning inward. This is saying, what is it that I want? This is listening to your soul and yourself and seeing you. Maybe for the first time in a long time, you're seeing what you want for you, what you desire for you. But you're also, during the last half of June, you're embracing a quiet. Now, it's funny because you're also going to be super exuberant and out there and talking to people, and others might not define you as quiet, but you need that quiet time. You need that time to shut the door, connect with your own energy, connect with your own soul, connect with your own self, and embrace the quiet, the peace, and the harmony. That's going to be paramount. And it's also going to be paramount here when embracing the Hermit to say, what is it that I want from me? Where is it that I want to be? What are my dreams? Not what do people tell me my dreams are supposed to be, but what are my dreams for me? It moves us then to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the turkey. It says, honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. Honor your own time of harvest. It's not anybody else's time. It's not anybody else's demand to make of you. It is your time of harvest. Offer your gifts of blessings and service to the greater good. Offer what you have to bring forward to the greater good of things. And do not let others tell you it should be this way or it should be that way. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, there we go. Just popped right out. Peace, peace, the crown chakra. Crowning yourself with peace, crowning yourself with love. That is just so important. Our mind, our crown, right? It rules everything. It rules the way we see the whole entire world. And if we embrace peace and harmony, that is going to be important. That is going to be life-changing for us. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. The King of Cups. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. That's us. We are Scorpio energy, right? And so here, be mindful of getting in your own way. Be mindful of being too rigid with yourself. You're moving out of a king time, and yet it's the king energy that spirit is saying here, hey, pay attention to this. It can weigh you down. It can make you doubt yourself, right? Because you're going to be too strict. You're going to want to see things moving forward in very tangible ways, right? You have this success, you have that success, you have this success, and it's all going to be laid out on a spreadsheet perfectly. It's not. It's going to be nurtured. It's going to be grown. It's going to, the roots are going to start growing first, and some are going to take off and others aren't. And, you're going to be able to see certain things and not see other things. That's going to be okay. But the messiness of it, the organicness of it is going to drive you slightly bonkers. So do be mindful about that, Scorpio. It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message, and that is the pelican. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. Change your mind, change your life. It is time to release what is no longer serving you, and the pain and the sorrow. It is no longer serving. It isn't. It is time to remember the blessed moments. It is time to, hold on to the laughters of things, the joys of things, the smiles of things. The pain, it always comes. And we can waste our whole life trying to prepare ourselves for it. And it will still take our breath away. It will still gut us. It will still be overwhelming. You will never be prepared. Choose to live in forgiveness and choose to live in a higher energy vibration, a vibration of love. And you'll be surprised, when you fill yourself, your mind with the energy of that peace, with that love, with that laughter. That changes everything. It moves us then to the subconscious spirit message. And this is the chakra message. And this is love. This is the heart chakra. That's what spirit is talking about. Like, just fill your heart. And it's so easy to say, oh, fill your heart, fill your heart. Life gives us blow after blow. Life is hard. I love the quote by Katharine Hepburn. It's one of my favorites. But, it's a little bit like dark, right? When she says, living is the hardest thing you'll ever do. After all, it kills you. But live with love at your heart. Let it radiate out. Let beauty and laughter guide you. Let joy be your soul's rhythm, and it'll change your world. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. And here, this is frailty. This is temperance. But it's also Jupiter. Jupiter enhances, okay? So Jupiter comes in, and whether it's good or whether it's bad, Jupiter is like, hey, I can make this even better, right? I can make this even more. And sometimes we're like, I don't want more of this. No, thank you. So here, just be mindful about that. Be mindful of things being in balance, things being in harmony. But also, don't get too obsessed with it being perfect, because it's not going to be. But it not being perfect is what's going to make it beautiful. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, and that is the Knight of Pentacles. I love that we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords, and now we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Subconsciously, we are slowly and steadily moving towards our goal. This isn't going to be a fast time. We have the Hermit here. It's not going to be a fast time. It's going to be slow. Our strength is going to come through bouts of speed, bouts of magic, bouts of like people being like, whoa, that's so cool. Us being like, whoa, that's so cool. But then it goes back to the slow. Embrace the slow and the steady. That's going to be as you win the race, right? That's going to be where the seeds were planted and watered and cared for. And it takes time. And just remember that you are like a garden. You have to weed, right? You have to weed out the ickiness that you don't want there. And you have to nourish your soul and what you love. And it takes time. It takes effort. And sometimes it's hot and you don't want to be weeding the garden and watering it. But you have to. Well, you don't have to. You can let it just be completely overrun. But if you want the beauty of the celebration, weed the garden, and you will have a table filled with luscious vegetables. All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of yourself. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed end of June. Bye.